This is my last college tournament. I graduated in December.
This is our first time to make it to the FLW National Championship.
If we could just have the shot to fish on the final day, then we'll be happy.
It'd mean everything to be able to go back home and try to compete against the pros on the Red River I grew up fishing.
It's taken a year to get here, and now 25 college teams are within reach of winning a national championship. But to make their dreams come true, they'll have to lure some big bass into their Ranger live wells.
Getting the right jig heads is really important.
And the thing is, it's all about timing.
You know, we're targeting a large amount exclusively.
We're going for those better fish, and they might be smaller, shorter, but they have a lot more weight to them.
Throwing this all day. All day. Get that fish in the net. Oh my gosh, they're schooling everywhere.
They thumped it good, like you want them to.
There he is. It's a big one. Get him, get him. Yes.
This might be a Beaver Lake record.
The championship starts now. Here they are, the college fishing national champions. Beaver Lake in northwest Arkansas is the proving ground as 25 of the top bass fishing schools in the country have qualified for the 2013 FLW College Fishing National Championship. The top 5 schools from each of the 5 conferences are represented with bass clubs that come from Florida to Oregon and all the states in between. At the end of day 1, 2 schools from Alabama have distinguished themselves with large catches, but it's the Crimson Tide who whacked 18 plus and sit alone at the top.
To come up here to Arkansas and be in the national championship, I mean, there's nothing else you can ask for more in college fishing. This is the pinnacle. This is the peak. This is what everybody aspires to get to.
It's just a true honor to make it this far. This is a huge event in college fishing.
This is a huge deal. You know, huge honor to be here with the other, top 25 best teams in the nation.
Really excited to be here. You know, this is our first time to make it to the FLW National Championship, so to be here for the first time is a really great experience.
Beaver Lake showing off its true colors the second day of the FLW College National Championship. The top 25 teams, the best of the best on the college level from coast to coast, trying to get it done on cut day. Jason Harper here with Justin Lucas, and if Beaver Lake weren't already challenging enough. Day 1, cloudy, windy, super cold. Day 2, man, the sun's coming out, beautiful day. Even though it's nice for those of us that are watching this event, for the anglers, let's just throw another curveball, right?
Man, I'll tell you one thing on Beaver Lake. You want the more wind, the better. And when you look at Beaver Lake, you've got dirty water all the way up to White River. You've got super clear water all the way down by the dam. But it really doesn't matter which end you're fishing. Wind here is your absolute best friend.
Why is that?
It just, makes the fish comfortable to get up towards the bank, and you can cover a lot of water, fish fast. We're going to see umbrella rigs play a huge role in this tournament. And when that wind's blowing, you can just, you catch a lot more fish. It really just disguises the whole umbrella rig that much better in the water and allows you to get a lot more bites.
All right, well, let's take a look at the leaderboard. Of course, we start with 25 teams. Fish days 1, days 2, but today is what we call the cut day. Only 5 teams are going to move on to fish the final day and for the title of national champion, and of course move on to the Forrest Wood Cup this summer. Look at Alabama, first place after day 1, 18 pounds. I mean, Auburn right behind them, a little over 16 pounds. Can that hold up? You think Alabama will go back to the same spot? Can they get 18 pounds again today?
Yeah, it'd be really hard for them to not go back to the same spot. But, man, when conditions change, like they are here on day 2, the thing with Beaver is at the end of the day, the weights look great. 18 pounds. Conditions were in their favor. And on a day like today, they're going to struggle. It's just going to be totally different out there for them. And so it looks great at the end of the day when they come in with this huge weight, but really they grind it out all day. They've got an 8-hour day out there on the water, and getting those 6 or 7 key bites, that's the most important thing. Those 2.5 to 3 pound fish, those key bites, that's what's so important out here. And you can catch a lot of little fish, but getting those 6 or 7 right bites that's the deal, man.
So you know what we haven't seen yet on day 1? We haven't seen a really big kicker. You know, no one's brought in a 5, 6, 7 pound largemouth. Is there one roaming around out here?
There are 6-pounders out there, and there's some 7-pounders out on Beaver. There's not a lot of them, but there's definitely some big fish here, and the fishery's just gotten a lot healthier. Even since last year, it's really incredible.
And just like when the tour's here, a lot of these guys are doing mixed bag. You can go after largemouth, smallmouth, spotted, you know, depending on where you are. CSU, Long Beach, I know down by the dam.
Yeah.
You know, going deep for those smallmouth. You know, it would be nice for the first time to see a West Coast team advance to the final day. This is our 4th year of the championship. I don't think that's happened yet, but there's a chance.
I'm waiting for it, man. You know, being from California, I'm always rooting on the guys from out west, but it is a struggle. You know, you come from out there and the fishing's so much different to these lakes out here, you know, once you get east of Texas or whatever, and it's a whole new element for them. So, you know, they still got a lot of learning to do, but I mean, these lakes, they just fit right into the wheelhouse for the guys, you know, like from Auburn and Alabama. It's just right up their alley.
Well, they may be college kids and, you know, 18 to 22, 23 years old, but they are fishing like pros.
Absolutely.
They proved it on day 1 out here on Beaver Lake, and today they got to get it done. Like we said, only the top 5 survived to fish one final day. We got to figure out who are those 5 teams going to be, and can they take it for one more day and be your next national champion, go to the Forrest Wood Cup? It's time to see what happens.
They're just slapping at it, man. For the past 30 minutes, I've had probably 4 or 5 bites. They just come up and just knock slack in my line almost. And they're not eating it. I think because there ain't any wind. I mean, you really need some wind with this. Wind and sun. You're gonna stay in here, you know, as long as we can. Because I know the fish are here. You catch 1 5-pounder in here, like I did yesterday, you know, it's gonna beat 5 12-inch spots. So I just know, you know, instead of running around like everybody else will do if they ain't biting, you know, just like, oh no, you sit in here and hit the right stretch, there's big ones on it. Like I would much rather sit in here for 2 hours and catch 2 5-pounders than run around and catch a bunch of non-keepers. Another thing is, you know, yesterday all those fish we caught were, you know, real white colored. They were just now moving up.
Most people have 5 of these on steel wire. We're throwing 1, reeling it in nice and slow.
Part of what we're doing are getting these bites is we're fishing 4-pound line. And I don't think they sell 4-pound line east of California, so we couldn't find it out here anywhere.
We're the only team to weigh in 5 fish and no largemouth also.
Most of the other teams are fishing in creeks or around creek mouths. We're fishing main lake points. We can fish the dirty water, we can fish the shallow water, but I mean, I personally grew up fishing light line, small baits in clear water. So we knew that all these fish are looking to spawn, but up in this clear water is going to stay a little bit cooler and is going to keep all those fish down. So we're actually chasing all pre-spawners. We're going for those better fish, and they might be smaller, shorter, but they have a lot more weight to them.
That's a good one.
Keep them down, dude. That's the keeper. Maybe.
Oh, it's not as good as I initially thought. It was 15.
Maybe keeper. Oh, it just barely makes that. Good.
Well, there's 1 on the board. We're gonna get rid of this guy later today, but he can swim with us for a little bit.
If we get lucky today and those clouds roll in like they're supposed to later in the day, and that wind is still here, that's the ideal situation for us.
We catch 5 good fish today and 5 good fish tomorrow. Winner, chicken dinner.
For us, the conditions have been, weather conditions and that kind of stuff play a big role here. It gets muddy one day, it's clear the next. I mean, right now they're trying to move up. There's bad cold fronts coming through. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain this place.
The sun's not quite high enough yet for these post-frontal fish.
I can feel the pressure rise.
The barometric pressure's a little
off.
Yeah, a little off.
I say it mess it up, but
yeah, I mean, just change the fishing a little bit, you know.
We just came out here. We're just going to fish the conditions anyway, so we didn't really have a game plan coming in as it was.
We don't really have a game plan today either. I mean,
we're just going, because everything's changing so much that you can't really. If you're too closed-minded, it'll be tough.
We are running all over the place trying to figure something out, but we know that This area is a real good transition area. This little opening is an opening to the back of this creek, and it's one of the best spawning creeks that I can visually see on the lake. We don't have all the wind. I downsized my swim baits. I'm throwing a variety of swim baits, but I downsized to these Gambler TZs, and it's just a little smaller profile. These fish are feeding on pretty small shad, and that smaller profile is a better way to catch them when it gets tough. And the thing is, it's all about timing. You'll have a school of fish that moves up the feed, and then they'll leave. And so you just got to hit it at the right time.
There's one.
There we go.
I don't know if it's a whitey or not.
That's a bass.
Yep, it's a giant.
Good job, buddy. Yeah.
There we go.
Good job.
Gambler TZ, 3-pounder. There we go, boys. There we go. That's what we need. That's all we need.
FLW College Fishing is brought to you by Walmart. Save money, live better. Straight Talk. Same phones, same networks, half the cost. Mercury Marine, official engine of the FLW. Chevy Silverado, the one you depend on, the one that lasts. Lowrance, find, navigate, dominate with the new HDS Gen 2 Touch by Lowrance. And by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time.
Got a fish? Yep. Tiny, little largemouth.
To make the top 5 for us, we'd probably have to bring in probably 16 plus today.
Day 2 of competition out on Beaver Lake is several hours old, and the bright sun seems to have sent the bass into hiding. And Virginia Tech has been all over the place looking for them.
We've been in the back of creeks in 2 feet of water, fishing laydowns. We've been out in the main lake with the boat in 90 feet of water, fishing points. We've been all over the place.
Beaver Lake is an impoundment of the White River, and while it has numerous feeder creeks and coves for these college anglers to fish around, many teams are staying close to launch at Prairie Creek Marina.
It's tough, a lot different than it was yesterday. By this time yesterday, we were pretty much just looking around for stuff for today.
Alabama is barely holding on to that Day 1 lead, as Angelo State and Louisiana Monroe have both had big mornings so far. Fairmont State is just outside the cut line currently, a full 2 pounds behind Auburn.
I think we were sitting in 12th. We were
There's only like 2 pounds over.
Yeah, it was less than 2 pounds out of 5th. I mean, we're right in there. It's just gotta get the right bites. Can't weigh in spots and make the final day.
I have a fish?
Yeah, you got a fish.
Shoot. It's coming straight up, man.
That's short. He won't help us.
It came straight up.
Weird. I don't think he's gonna help us.
We're gonna have to slow down a lot.
Yeah, we're gonna have to slow down. Probably gonna do a lot of flipping debris and just wood and stuff. These fish want to move up. I mean, water came up a little bit.
We came in here yesterday and it was
blown out.
It was so muddy that you couldn't even. The further we came back here, the muddier it got, and that's why we came back today, because it was so muddy yesterday, and everything else was clearing up. So we figured this would clear it up a little bit.
You know, it's hard for us, anyways, to catch them when that water's that clear. I mean, the watercolor in here is just perfect. That felt good, dude. He hit.
Yeah.
I mean, he hit that thing hard, dude. That's the best bite since I've been here.
It's crazy they'll hit it that hard, but when we touch a spinnerbait.
He thumped it good, like you want him to.
Well, I'll tell you what this is. This is a situation you don't want to have. We're not catching very many fish. Felt a lot more yesterday. We was catching dirty water yesterday. This water in this lake changes so quick. It's crazy. I don't understand this place. I mean, it is completely different out here. Every day, you got to take it with a grain of salt and just go for it. We went down a bank down there, and it wasn't 10 casts. He had 2 fish. And I thought, oh boy, here we go. And then it just shut off. Every time we don't get wind in the right spots, we just can't catch them. I mean, the water's warming up. We're up to 55 right here, right now. The dirty water was fishing yesterday, got up to 59. I mean, that warm spring water. Everybody thought, oh man, that dirty water ain't gonna be nothing, but it was good to us yesterday. That's the only thing we caught fishing. I feel personally like we're playing a game of numbers right now.
We had to go down and daggum grind to get where we had a limit. Man, I hate leading tournaments. I hate leading tournaments.
I mean, it's definitely
If you're lucky enough to catch them to lead, then yeah, but I would much rather be in second place because I don't like being hunted, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather be on the hunt.
Yeah, I mean, they got a mark they're reaching for. We don't. I mean, you know, of course, we're like, we need to go out and get 16, 17, 18 again today, but, you know, they've got an actual number that they're like, you know, they had this yesterday, we've got to have this plus a little bit.
All right, big net. Thank you, Lord. Getting this boat. Yes.
Don't even matter.
That's gonna help. That's gonna help. That's why you throw the rig, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I needed him.
Day 2 ends, and the 25 teams head into the big weigh-in stage to see who will make it to the final day and have one more shot at the title.
Pounds, 4 ounces.
Whoa! Stop the presses. University of Louisiana Monroe. Holy cow!
First day it was tough for us. We barely could get 5 fish, and today we went out there. We knew we had to catch a bigger sack, and we caught a bigger sack.
This might be a Beaver Lake record. 7 pounds and 4 ounces.
So now it's just the anticipation to see if we get the fish the last day. It's killing me.
ULM new leaders by 4.5 pounds.
That's the biggest bag. The Warhawks. Fallen Brett coming up out of the big state of Texas. Angelo State.
15-14, 28-1 pushes them all the way up into second.
These guys right here were on top of the leaderboard as we started day 2. The Crimson Tide, Alabama.
They're looking for 4 pounds and 12 ounces to get back in the top 5. 10 pounds even puts them at 28-8.
Really just put our head down.
Yeah, we just went fishing.
That's the way you got to do it, man. You just got to put your head down. I've fished so many tournaments where you let your wheels fall off and you just spin out. Can't let that happen. You just got to put your head down and go fishing.
So Alabama grinds out a limit and stays on top, but this is one packed leaderboard with little separation between the top 5 schools.
So the tournament has come to an end for us this year. Didn't exactly go how we planned, but we still got a top 10.
On Beaver Lake, you just want to catch as much as you can while they're biting, and that's what we didn't do today.
Casey and Miles from University of Central Florida took in all the excitement of this year's national championship, and for Miles, this was his final college event.
Our first tournament we won, and that was all the confidence that we needed that we could fish together. And then our friendship goes way past that. We're great buddies, and we just love fishing, and we love fishing together. It's awesome.
I wouldn't say great buddies, but you're all right.
I couldn't work on all the tackle in the boat, so I decided to bring it up to the room 4 stories up.
Even the most perfect bass fishermen in the world are still going to struggle at times, and when he struggled, I've been there to
Laugh at me.
not only laugh at him.
He's my yes man.
But when
Hey, Casey, you think this is a good decision? Yeah.
I didn't finish.
Good.
We didn't lose any big fish. We had struggled at times, but then when the time got right, we caught them. There's no regrets.
Business time to rock and roll.
We're excited, anticipation.
We know we're on what it takes to do this, to absolutely blow it out of the water.
We're focusing on a little bit dingier water than the super clear water up north, and hopefully they'll bite today like they did the other days.
We're pretty much going to stay in the clear water all day. When it gets warmer in the day, we're going to start moving shallower and flipping around, looking for some big largemouth.
This lake changes every day for us. We're kind of just junk fishing, and anything that looks good, we're going to stop on it and fish. We just got to figure out how to get a big bite today.
Got some of the biggest names in college bass fishing here. Somebody's going to take it home today, but I tell you right now, we're going to do everything we can to make sure it's us.
5 teams that all have a shot at the title are ready to set out onto Beaver Lake for one last day of fishing. Will Alabama hold on to their lead for a 3rd day in a row?
Good luck today, dude. Let's catch them.
Game time.
Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide.
Let's get it, son. Let's get it, baby.
The Crimson Tide has a slim margin after managing just over 10 pounds on day 2, and the weights have never been this tight among the final day teams in college fishing history.
This place we started at, first morning of the tournament, it's been good to us.
Real good.
What's the game plan?
Start out in here and hopefully get a couple good bites,
Tell you what the game plan is.
and then just fish after that. Yeah, throw that rig.
We've done that all day.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
That cold front definitely pushed these fish back out, suspended. They're probably thinking about spawning. It's a good deep, it drops off real quick. So it's a spot then the bigger largemouth can stage at before they move out, before they go back and spawn. They probably was thinking about it earlier, but that cold front pushed them back.
Oh, we kept started on that point right there. I caught one there the first day, pretty decent one. And we caught them down this stretch and this right stretch, just moving back into this, I guess it's just a place where they spawn. We're just gonna cover down the stretch about halfway down. And there's been a few in the backs of the creeks, but we hadn't caught those till later in the day.
Basically, it just sets up a lot like I'm used to fishing back home at Amstead. You got a lot of drains, a lot of deep drains. This is the end of the lake on this side, and you go back into these small drains and it's still 30 foot. Those largemouth that are in here pulling up, getting ready to spawn, some are spawning. I've seen some on beds, and you come out on these points and there's a lot of big spots. So we're getting our big fish and our limit fish to go with it all in one area.
Yesterday, this is where we were catching most of our fish. There's a lot of fish in the area. I'm just throwing a little swim bait right now, single swim bait. Without the wind, the A-rig, I don't think it really plays as much as a factor. And this little swim bait, they seem to bite it a lot better. I just think they're chasing bait up against these walls, and they're trying to move back into spawn. They're wanting to get up and spawn, but it's not, the water temperature's not right yet. Got him. Got him.
Like a good one?
Yeah. Oh yeah, good smallmouth. Not that good. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Number 1. 2-pounder.
We're both throwing the Flash Mob Junior. It's a smaller Alabama rig than the original one. It's got 4 spinnerbait blades on it, but most times just a slow retrieve, and because the baits have so much action on them themselves. But also, we started kind of twitching it every now and then, because when you do it, it makes the rig kind of do like that, and then whenever you start reeling in, it jumps back out, and it looks like they're, like when shad are swimming in a little school. It just gives it more action, I think, helps sometimes trigger strike. Net. It's a good one. Oh, stay hooked up, baby. Oh,
can't get him up.
I can't. Hold on. Come on, baby.
There we go.
That's what I'm talking about.
There we go, baby.
That's a good fish right there.
Knee. One more then. Let's get him.
Hey, we'll take that to start off with for sure. That's a solid 3-pound fish.
That's a fish to settle down the nerves, and the Warhawks get on the board early as the 2013 FLW College Fishing National Championship continues when we return.
Got him. Oh, get on. I got him.
Alabama rig got caught in my shoe.
Man, like it just wouldn't let go. It's trying to sabotage me.
I wish it'd catch fish that good.
Yeah, it'll catch everything but fish.
The clear Ozark Lakes in the early spring are the prime time to throw the Alabama rig, and every one of our Final 5 teams has made an attempt out on Beaver Lake this morning. But for Angelo State, it's causing more trouble than good.
You would think the way everyone talks about these things, like they're magic. You know, I've thrown this Alabama rig, you know, several times this week and gave it a pretty good run, but I just have not stuck a fish for some reason. It's a hard rig to put down just because the possibility, I guess.
UNC Charlotte has been throwing the rig this week, but they're working something different right now because they're chasing schooling fish with a jerkbait.
Yeah, we'd seen some schooling on this point, and we kind of went around and we followed them down the bank just a little bit. So we turned back around, hoping that there was still some there. And I don't know if the school moves out, and then they move back, push the bait back up, and that's when you catch them. You just kind of have to wait for them to move back in, we think.
Got him?
Yep.
Good one?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, yeah.
Keep it down. Oh my gosh, they're schooling everywhere. That's a good spot. God. 2-pounder. Decent one.
We're about to leave this place. I ain't gonna sit in here and go down in flames like yesterday morning. Ain't no way. When if they ain't biting in here, they ain't biting.
Now we're swapping from big fish to keepers.
Paul Clark and Brett Pruitt from the University of Louisiana Monroe have been targeting big fish with their umbrella rig all morning. Things have slowed down in the last hour, and so now they just want to fill their limit to go with the solid keeper that they have in the live well.
We're switching to a wiggle wart because these fish may be shallower. We can bounce it off the rocks and stuff up here. And the first day of the tournament, the water we was catching them in the front of prairie up there turned muddy. My E-rig experience, I knew it. I knew that water, that color was just a little too much. I picked up this wiggle wart and caught 3 real quick. Get the net, Paul. Oh, never mind. He's little. I don't know. She got it. I think it's a Kentucky. Oh, it's close. I don't think it's gonna make it. I didn't know I had one there. I thought I was hooked a stick or something.
Come on, be 15, baby.
She made it.
Oh, yeah.
There we go, baby.
That's number 2.
Man, I didn't think that one was big enough. There we go, Paul. 3 more.
That's right.
Well, this morning we've been fishing for largemouth and Prairie Creek, and we hadn't caught anything. We've been just running around and flipped a little bit, cranked a lot, and hadn't had a bite doing it. So we're just mixing it up. I mean, you know, trying to just play the conditions. It's cloudy, it's getting a little windy. We're gonna run the wind down the lake and fish what looks good.
I don't think this area ever really muddied up. Just kind of stayed clear the whole time. They hadn't gone through any change or anything. I think they're just coming up off this main lake in these little coves and staging on these docks to spawn.
There it is, big one. I figured something out. Choked it. Number 1, baby. Number 1. That's the real number 1.
It's a tight race right now out on Beaver Lake as all 5 teams are neck and neck for the national championship title. Who's going to make a big move? Find out when we return.
Man, I want to win this tournament so bad. Show everybody that you don't have to be the big name school to win something. Somebody pulls 18 pounds out today, they're going to win. But we'll see if anybody doesn't.
The FLW College Fishing National Championship is on Beaver Lake in northwest Arkansas. a lake that's known for confusing the best anglers in the business. However, in college fishing, anglers work together as a team to try and produce the heaviest combined 5-fish limit.
We've been fishing together for like 3 years now, and this is the first time we made it to all the way to the national championship in FLW.
We might not always have the best school of fish, but somehow we got the motivation and drive to just somehow pull it out all the time. That's how it's been in a lot of the tournaments. We came in the top 5. We might have been behind or might had to catch a really big sack, but somehow we always seem to pull it out.
Just like Louisiana Monroe, all of our top 5 teams have proven they can catch fish under intense pressure. But the team of UNC Charlotte has really shined today, catching 4 fish already and moving from 5th place and into the lead.
We had to switch it up yesterday because we just weren't getting bit, throwing a jig in the A-rig like we were the first day. We had to come out here, and we came out here and started catching someone like a drop shot and a shaky head just to fill out our limit. And there was a guy that passed, we were coming in this pocket, and he was rounding this point, and he was throwing a swim bait by itself, and he was just catching them like every cast here. He kept catching them, and we put on a swim bait. We started catching some on it, so I think this is just what the bigger fish want.
There he is, big one. Get the net.
Oh my God, stay down.
Get him, get him.
Yeah!
Yes!
God, he choked it.
That made me nervous. Good job, buddy.
Look at that.
Do what?
Gone. Look at that. I don't think we're leaving this bank all day.
Good job, man.
Oh my gosh, come on, eat the bait. God. Gosh, dang it.
I think it's a fish. No. God. What was it? Freaking bush.
While UNC Charlotte has their limit, including a kicker fish, the rest of the top 5 have faced some struggles today. But it hasn't rattled the University of Alabama, who have led for the last 2 days.
If I were to describe our club to anybody, I promise we grind harder than anybody. I've fished so many tournaments where you let your wheels fall off and you just spin out. Can't let that happen. You just got to put your head down and go fishing.
I mean, ever since the first day, it seemed like everything was clearing up and it's turning back into Beaver Lake. Earlier, we stayed downriver. I don't think it's possible to catch 20 pounds down there like it was the first day. We ran upriver, trying to find a little more stained water, because down there it's clearing up fast.
All right. Big one too.
Well, there's one. Been a long time coming. It's a start. Yeah. Huh? Yeah.
Goose eggs out, baby.
Oh yeah, that's number 3. Number 3, baby.
Brett Pruitt brought in a 3rd solid keeper earlier this morning, but since then, it slowed way down for the Warhawks. They know they need a limit if they're going to contend for the title.
Well, what we've been catching them all isn't doing it for us today, so I just tied on this little 3.5-inch crawfish on a shaky head. I'm gonna flip it up here and let it fall down this steep bluff bank right here and maybe want to pick it up. Nip, nip, nip.
Keep him on there.
Oh my God, oh God, get that net. Oh my God. Get him, here it goes, get him. Oh, get that fish in the net. Yeah!
Yes!
Yes!
One more, baby! Come on, Paul, we got one more, man. Still can make it, win this thing. God, that's a clutch fish.
That's what I'm talking about, Beaver Lake. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, one more, dude. We gotta catch one more.
That's why you can't quit right there.
That fourth fish fires up Paul and Brett, and it's the same emotion that every team is looking to capture here at the College Fishing National Championship.
FLW College Fishing is brought to you by Walmart. Save money, live better. Evinrude. Power, performance, and 300 hours with no dealer scheduled maintenance. Kellogg's. From great starts come great things. Off. Keep bugs off. EverStart. Fish more, worry less. And by Plano. Protect your passion.
Well, if we catch another fish like that, I'm gonna be nervous as a cat. It's hard to use 8 of his lives. I can't hold still, I'm shaking too much.
There are few calm faces as the final hour of the FLW College Fishing National Championship winds down.
Come on, give us that fifth fish.
I have one of those attacks if we don't catch him. What's it called? Anxiety or something?
Yeah.
I have an anxiety attack.
The Warhawks from Louisiana Monroe just landed a 4th keeper fish that put them in contention to win, but they desperately want a 5th fish before they'll feel like they have a legitimate shot. They're battling neck and neck with UNC Charlotte, the only team so far that has a 5 bass limit, who are looking to jump from 5th place to take the title. For the Crimson Tide, who started the day in first, it's been a struggle and they only have 1 keeper in the boat. While the Rams of Angelo State have seen their area shut down, but are hoping for a last-minute flurry late in the day. And the Auburn Tigers haven't been able to make a run so far, but this team has been in the final day competition for the last 3 years, and they're calm under the pressure.
This is our witching hour right here. This is when we stack our weight. Yeah, last couple days we've just been, the water's warmed up enough and we think they're fixing to spawn, and usually if there's any of these debris mats, especially on clear lakes like this, they'll just use it as a cover just like they would grass or whatnot. But I mean, every bite we've got in them this week have been big fish. Biggin. 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 Wow. Three more, baby. 3 more.
Hey, I've been throwing this Alabama rig, off and on. I haven't thrown it a lot, but I've thrown it quite a bit the last couple of days, since everyone's got this big craze about it. I haven't been able to stick a fish. In here, though, this is the spot that you could catch a absolute giant. They've been in here. It's just, do they want to bite today, or will they bite today? There's one. Got him? Yeah. Oh yeah. This might be a decent one. Is that a spotted bass? That's a spotted bass. Oh yeah, that's a spotted bass. Fish number 4, first fish on the Alabama rig.
Closer to Prairie Creek, Alabama now has 2 in the boat, but in the process, they lost their measuring board, and they're going to have to improvise to see if this little spot is 12 inches or not.
Please be 12 inches.
When you got a ruler. Dollar bill 6 inches.
This is funny.
I can't believe we're doing this. We lost our net.
We lost our ruler.
Oh, don't let it flop out. God, he's an extra little pound.
I'm throwing him in there. I'm throwing him in there.
Oh, God. Come on. Got one? Yep. Oh, it's a stripe. Fish? Yep. Be a bass. Come on, baby. Be in Kentucky. Be 12 inches. Nope. Golly. Can't catch a 12-inch Kentucky.
Paul Clark and Brett Pruitt have had their chances to land their 5th keeper today, but so far, it hasn't happened and they're running out of time.
This is the point in time in the day where you have to catch a break. I just want a 15-inch fish. Take a 12-inch Kentucky. Just give me something. Just feel like if we catch one out here, it'll be a keeper. Just a little bit deeper. It was probably about 10 or 12 foot where I caught that good one over there. Come on, fish. Come on. God, you got the fish? No. Awesome. Well, that's just it. We ain't gonna have a limit. Watch us lose by a pound.
That fifth fish isn't going to happen, and ULM is devastated as they and the rest of the field head in to find out who will win the national championship.
We gave it a good college try.
Welcome back to the FLW College Fishing National Championship, where 5 teams are headed back in after 8 hours on Beaver Lake.
We couldn't catch one last fish to probably give us a real good shot at it.
We caught a lot of fish. We caught more keepers today than we have all week.
I don't have any regrets for the day. You know, it was just a tough day of fishing. That's just the way it is.
FLW high school fishing also crowned a national champion today. From the Michigan Student Angler Federation, Nick Marsh and Kyle Bowe. And now Alabama takes the hot seat as the leaders going into the final day. Welcome to the stage, Shane and Adam, representing UNC Charlotte. Whoa, they got some fish, Justin. Right out of the gate.
15-10 on day 1, 10-11 on day 2. Looking for 2 pounds and 4 ounces. 13 pounds and 5 ounces. 39-10. You guys take over an 11-pound lead.
One fish. Just cost us a ton.
You guys welcome to the stage Jordan Lee, Shane Powell, the Tigers from Auburn.
Now looking for 13 pounds and 6 ounces to unseat UNC Charlotte. They got 4 fish today. Shane and Jordan, today's weight, 7 pounds and 14 ounces. So guys, it's gonna put you at 34.3 in second right now.
There we go.
That's what I'm talking
There we
about.
go, baby.
That fish in the net.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. One more, baby.
Yesterday they had the biggest bag of the entire tournament, anchored by a 7-pound, 4-ounce hog. Did they find another big fish today? Welcome to the stage, Paul and Brett, University of Louisiana Monroe.
ULM, 10-9 on day 1, 17-6 on day 2. Looking for 11-12. They've only got 4 fish today. 12 pounds and 4 ounces. New leaders.
Oh my
ULM.
Holy cow, Justin. 4 fish was able to put them in the top spot.
They just took a 10-ounce lead.
We still have 2 hungry teams. These guys have been super consistent since day number 1. Welcome to the stage, Ethan and Josh representing Angelo State.
Most consistent team so far, 12 pounds and 3 ounces on day 1. Day 2, 15-14. They only have 4 fish today. Today's weight, 4 pounds and 8 ounces. So guys, it is gonna put you at 32.9 in fourth.
All right, digging through. Goose eggs out, baby. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then there was one. The lead on day number 1, lead on day 2. It's time to see if they can go to the Forrest Wood Cup. Here we go. Dustin Connell, Logan Johnson representing the Crimson Tide from Alabama.
They need 11 pounds and 12 ounces. 18.8 on day 1, 10 pounds on day 2. 11 pounds and 12 ounces is what the Crimson Tide need. 4 pounds and 7 ounces. ULM, they are your champions.
Woo! 4 fish took them to the top of the leaderboard, and now to the Forrest Wood Cup. University of Louisiana Monroe, your college fishing national champions for 2013. $30,000 for ULM.
Every day we had to change on Beaver, and today we had to change again. We caught that good one right off like the same way we've been doing, but it wasn't happening at all. We only had 3 fish, and we knew something went wrong, so they went farther back in the coves, and Paul pulled out a shaky head, which is something we ain't threw all week, and caught a big one. We was like, oh, they must have moved shallower.
The Forrest Wood Cup. Man, it's in 3 months on the Red River. Think about all these champions that are going to be there. Larry Nixon, I mean, some of the legends you're going to be fishing against.
Yeah, I'll be spending my weekend in Shreveport for about the next 3 months, so I'm going to give it all I got, and hopefully it'll be enough.
The Warhawks, University of Louisiana Monroe, your national champions, Rogers. This had to be one of the most dramatic wins in FLW college history. Congratulations to all the teams who qualified this year, and remember, FLW is the best in fishing on and off the water. So go to FLWOutdoors.com for expanded coverage and tips from our top pros. On behalf of all of us here at FLW, thanks for watching.